Sorry, meeting is being recorded. So we have 4 agenda items. One is a continuation. For the continuation, the voting members last time were Catherine, Carol, Justin, and myself. I'm going to keep that the same. And then for 662 Main Street and 23 School Street, I'll have Catherine, Carol, Justin, myself, and Mary Ann for both of those. And then for the last agenda item, 259 Main Street, we'll have Catherine, Carol, Justin, myself, and Steve be the voting members for that one. Any conflicts that the chair needs to be aware of?
No, not here.
Great. All right, so our first agenda item is 3 Blaisdell Road. Mr. Barry, we provided feedback last time, mostly about the massing size of the fence type, looking to see if we can push it back off the main street a little bit, maybe have it be a little bit shorter. I know you had an updated packet. If you want to kind of skip forward and we'll focus in on the changes, I think it was a pretty responsive and thorough packet. So if you want to share your screen, and
Sure.
Can you do yours, Richard?
Yes.
not yet. He can't share yet.
Oh, he can't share yet. Hold on just a minute.
Yep.
He will. Okay. So try that.
Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, let me scroll up to the important stuff. So let me minimize that. So took what you guys said in consideration and made some changes. So the green here stay the same, 6-foot tall fence at 14 feet long. The blue area that stayed 6 feet tall, but I changed the length. Originally we had 198 feet and I shortened that to 125. The orange 4-foot tall fence added it a little bit longer. It was 63 feet. And then, so the overall distance that I had running parallel to Blaisdell was originally 265 feet in total length. And I shortened that up now, it's only 250. And then the purple, I moved it back 15 feet off of the property line to here. And then I had a typo, I apologize. The height there originally I had is 4, and I moved it down to 3 feet. So those are the changes in the length of the fence. And then I will scroll down to show the change of the fence. So before it was just a regular 6-foot tall fence, straight wood up and down. So listen to what you guys said and went with the lattice. So it is 5 feet of boards with a 1 foot of square 2-inch lattice topper, all cedar. And this is what the gate would look like to match it. And then this is showing how we would slope down from the 6 down to the 4-foot height there. Just a 4-foot section. It was kind of tough to show it here. And then this would be that 3-foot lattice with a small gate that would run, that would be the purple running parallel to Main Street there.
I think that's a pretty good update. I don't know if there's anything else you want to share.
That's all I
Okay.
really
Perfect.
had there. Yep.
Can I ask you a question about it?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
In the printed materials, the pages aren't, oh, they are number on 9. It shows the fence information. It shows that the entrance gate will be to the left of the front door, but as I look at the house, it's the right, isn't it? Not the left. I don't think.
I'm sorry, I was talking the left of the I guess it would be my side door. I apologize for that. So if I scroll up, it would be this door here, left. So it would be tucked in over there.
Okay, and that is a 6-footer.
Correct. Yep.
Quite sure what that's for. What, can you tell us what your thinking is on why you needed a tall fence right there?
Next to the house. That was strictly to have it closed off into the backyard. So that way it would be essentially closing it to the house.
So that's the green area.
Let me just make sure I'm talking the right thing. Yes, the green area. Yep.
So as you're coming in the front of your house,
Yep.
a 6-foot fence coming off of that corner, is that going to look unusual or?
I didn't think so. Right there because the blue is 6, so I figured it would have blended in nicely there.
Okay, it's, it's what you want the front of the house to look like, and
Of course.
that section is actually set back in from the very front. Okay, I get it. Thank you.
No problem.
Do you have any questions, comments?
I have a question, Dan.
Yeah, go ahead, Marion.
Sorry, did I go out of turn? Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Is there a reason why that you start out at 6 feet, then you go down to 4 feet, and then as it faces Main Street, you're down to 3 feet, and it's not fortress-like, it's kind of open and airy.
Nice.
Had you thought of making it open and airy all along Blaisdell? Because, as you're coming down Main Street, you see that Blaisdell property, your neighbors across the street don't have a fence. And so it's sort of, it continues a little bit being fortress-like. I think it's a great improvement from the last time you presented, but I would love to see, I'm not a fence fan. And so I think if you could sort of mitigate the effect on the streetscape, it would be nice.
Yeah, I understand that. It just once again it's the privacy factor. I have a little patio here and just trying to a lot of people coming in and out, Amazon trucks, everything out, and I was out there yesterday and the Amazon driver stopping by and he's just peering over and it's a little uncomfortable. So that's the only reason why we have that the height there. And I was looking down Main Street to some other houses and they have full 6-foot fences without lattice toppers coming almost right to Main Street. And so I was just trying to do what the rest of the neighbors were having essentially.
You understand that they could have been there before we.
Yeah.
Right.
I do think it's worth remembering too, that where the house sits and how far back it is, it's actually outside the district at that point. The district only goes to about, I'm estimating this up halfway down the orange line.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole orange line, maybe. So, somewhere in there is where the district boundary actually ends, and then there's the buffer off of that. So behind this, all the other houses are a little bit different once you get back to that area.
I have a question.
Sorry, as it just go around. Catherine, did you?
My only thought is the 3 different types of heights and types of fence, well, I guess there's 2 different types and 3 different heights. I'm wondering if simplifying to 2 different types might work better. And if that's the case, perhaps it could be, what you have for the 6-foot fence with the lattice on the top, and then come down to a picket. A 4-foot picket might be a happy medium between, and have the 4-foot picket go all the way to make the purple turn. So it'd be orange and purple. Little area, but also you get the height of the 4 feet. And it would just simplify the arrangement, so it's not so many different fence types. That's my one suggestion. I just think it will provide you with the privacy, but also give a lighter, more welcoming and less visually impactful. I'm also trying to picture this, excuse me, 4-foot fence with the lattice topper. I don't know if I've actually seen that. I've seen the 6-foot with the lattice topper, but I can't really think of a 4-foot, and that's seems a little unusual to me. So I think the traditional sort of picket would be more traditional and more appropriate.
Okay.
Look at that, Catherine, on page 10, the way they're showing the slope from the taller fence section to the lower, I find very attractive. I'm not sure how historically accurate that is, but it's a nice way to kind of blend the 2 together.
Mhm.
And then the lower would continue out.
That's fine, or you could just, yes, if you're cool with the 4-foot lattice top. I've never seen that before in a 4-foot. It looks it might be a little, I don't know. It just seems less traditional and more unusual.
I think we do-
Catherine, your notion was that the 4-foot fence would be something simpler and would be the whole rest of the fence.
Exactly, but they'd be able to keep it at the 4-foot height, which would be more desirable for them and for privacy, but maybe more of a traditional picket. And I think you can still do that nice slope and then transition to a picket. Or a picket with a top rail, that would be more.
But I think your headline was have whatever it is be uniform all the way to its end.
Correct. That's my headline with the subline.
Mhm.
Traditional, more, a little bit less. I just don't, the 4-foot with the picket, with the lattice is not, I don't know if I've seen that. That seems sort of,
We did one with a 5-foot years ago, 5 with a lattice top.
It could be great.
But
it could be great.
It could be great.
Mhm.
Justin, do you have any other comments?
I think I've been unreserved with offering them up, but I tend to agree with Catherine's, I think, optimization of just a single, that one different run of fencing. But I think it's, I find the application appropriate.
Steve, did you have any comments? Okay. So my comments, I really appreciate you pushing it back 15 feet off the road. It was well beyond what I expected. That was a big piece of feedback that we gave to you last time. Along with dropping the height and making it more transparent, which I think you've done a good job of. The house is unique. It's got a very unique lot. The house is, that we went through various iterations of this house that sits on the lot to make it so that it fits. And we reviewed almost everybody on this commission other than Steve as part of that process. It's clearly not a historic home, not sitting on a kind of historic lot. So I'm a little more comfortable with the quirkiness and the uniqueness of the fence fitting how the house was squeezed in and how the lot was squeezed in. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable with it as presented, but I don't know, are you open to the idea of simplifying instead of having 3 heights and just having, whatever whatever height you bring down the side, just come across the front.
Yeah, that's no problem. I totally understand that.
Yeah. Okay, that's the only feedback I have. I don't know if there's any other questions from the commission. If not, I'll ask for public comment.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to mention that I think Mr. Berry, you've done a great job of responding to everybody's concerns. And this, the lot is more than problematic, I think. And so you've really been able to do what you can with it. And as Daniel said, we're not talking about an historic home here. We've got another new house across the street at 107. I think it's 107. Anyway, so I'm just saying that I find this a unique situation. So whatever, I think this is wonderful. I like Catherine said, I really think this slope is very attractive. So whatever you decide, if you want to go with, as Catherine suggested, and Justin, one or two types of fence.
Yeah.
What's comfortable for you?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Carol, you have a comment?
Yes, talk to me about the pine trees. You put those in, that's not a town thing? The row of pines?
Yes, that was before I moved in, the builder had put those in.
Okay, and so your fences, whichever height we're talking about, are behind that? Those between the fence?
Correct.
And they're already a good size, and do you know what kind they are, how big they're gonna get?
I don't know the species, to be honest.
I didn't look either, but my guess is they're gonna get bigger. And we may be spending time talking about a fence that we're not gonna see.
Yeah, quite possibly, for sure.
Okay, is there any public comment? Anybody from the public that wishes to?
I have one last comment. I think we're supposed to look at the hardware on the gate in the front.
Yes.
So just a simple pull and
Yeah, exactly. Nothing fancy.
This will be painted eventually? Is that what you said?
Yes, we're thinking white. That was what my wife was thinking.
Yeah, that's the house. Yeah.
All right, hearing no other comments, is there a commission member that wishes to offer a form of a
Motion.
motion? Thank you.
There we
Oh, okay,
I'll make a motion.
thank you, Jeff.
I'd like to make a motion for a certificate of appropriateness for 3 Blaisdell Road in the Liberty Plain Historic District to install a cedar fence as depicted in drawings submitted. And do we have a way to identify this particular package? We'll say the drawings and images submitted to the June 20th or considered by the June 20th meeting.
I think there was a submission date that I have. I can add
74th,
that.
I think it says on the or on this application.
And for version 2.
Yeah, version 2.
Version 2. And let's see, and the commission would prefer, how should I word this, that the final 4-foot segment of fence be of uniform design, but this is at the discretion of the homeowner.
Yeah.
And or what he's showing here.
Say again?
And or what he is showing here.
Yes.
'Cause I like this.
Okay, that's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, hearing none. Justin, how do you vote?
Aye.
Carol?
Aye.
Catherine?
Aye.
That's an aye for me. Mr. Berry, thank you for working with us, coming back. Appreciate it. Enjoy the fence.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, next on the agenda is the Ellis's 662 Main Street in the Tower Wilder Local Historic District to replace 2 existing garage doors. See that Mr. Ellis is somewhere more entertaining and fun than we are. I don't know if Mrs. Ellis.
I am outside, so it's only so entertaining and fun, but
True.
I'm here.
and my wife Sarah's on the call.
Hi, Sarah.
So thank you,
is there-
Dan. I think this is relatively straightforward. You know, I sent in, and I apologize, I can't pull this up. I'm at a client meeting and just zooming in, but we have the existing garage doors. They're, I mean, I'm gonna guess they're like 19, you know, they look like kind of colonial style house garage doors. They're falling apart. They've never worked. They've never really opened or closed. They don't seal. And we want to replace them with the doors kind of on the 3rd page of the packet, the 2nd picture. Those doors are in place at 682 Main Street, just a couple houses up. What we want to put in is exactly these doors. The only difference might be that the slats on the doors we ideally put in would run vertical, and only because these are custom ordered, this kind of wedge horizontal, you know, diagonal shape here. And we're not sure that they still will be able to do that. If they can do that, we would like to do that, but we're not certain they'll be able to do that. And we're actually going to paint them a very similar color green. It's the green of the front door of our house. You know, it's on your approved list of greens, and it probably is this green actually. And a picture on the doors at 682. And as part of doing that, we'd like to put in, you know, lights on the outside of the garage to replace what you can see in the initial picture, which is like a modern, you know, kind of spotlight. We'll put in historic, you know, onion style lights.
Mhm.
And as part of doing this, we're going to replace the facade of the garage. We're going to fix it, you know, put in new trim and siding, and you know, fix it up. It looks like it had a window that was replaced at some point. You know, the house is built in the 1890s. The garage is definitely not from the 1890s. I guess it's from the 1950s-ish time period. Although it is on the historic district's map, so it's, you know, I don't know quite how old it is, but I think it certainly predates the map. But it's obviously not contemporary with the home.
Kevin, the one question I had, I think you answered it, but I just want to clarify. The version that you want to put in, no windows, the version that's in the packet has glass panes.
Yeah, the existing doors have glass panes, Dan. If you can see,
Yep.
you have the picture with the planter in front of it. Those are the existing doors there.
Yep.
And the ones we want to put in would be the next page in the packet, which are, I call them carriage house style, no windows. To go to
Yeah,
a solid wood
No
style.
windows.
Just
Yep.
wanted to clarify that. All right.
Yep, absolutely.
And the only question was whether the boards are slanted at 45 degrees versus vertical.
Which is a more modern look.
So we would like to do the 45-degree look. We were told by the manufacturer that they'd have to see if they could request that it's a special order. If it's possible, we certainly intend to do that. We much prefer this look, but the door that they sell is not designed this way. It would have to be kind of custom made. So there's no guarantee that they can do that. And you know, that's the best information they gave me. And that's what the homeowner said as well. They had to get these custom ordered. So we think the homeowners at 682 Main Street told us that as well. So we think that they will be able to do it, certainly. So we want the approval to be kind of not contingent on the slanted pattern, because that's not something we can promise will be done.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Carol, you were quick to put your hand up. What's up?
What you're thinking is about not having windows, glass to let light in your garage.
Just, I think we thought it'd be kind of a more, you know, like a kind of a more period appropriate look. And we have young kids who play basketball and didn't want to break the glass windows, but if you want glass windows, we'll go back to the doors we have, but we just did not think that they were period appropriate.
I think windows look older because there were often animals in garages and barns and light to work in and so forth. And I think you want to keep it as simple as possible. As I went through, you did a great job with this packet. I don't know if you can see this. There's one here with 4/4 on either side. And then plain boards down below, just straight up and down, no zigzaggy. I think the fancier you get in the boards, the more modern it's going to look and sort of out of character, but don't want to push you one way or the other, but I was curious why you sort of didn't want glass. What we did when the kids were playing basketball is we hung a mesh. It looks awful, but it keeps the glass from being broken.
Yeah, I mean, I think our preference is for no windows and kind of solid wood doors. I think having seen those in person, we really like the way they look on the garage. Their garage is actually somewhat similar to ours. It's larger at 682 Main Street, but it's a similar style.
Catherine, do you have any questions, comments?
I don't really have any questions or comments. I'm kind of in agreement with Carol on the appropriateness of the glass, more carriage style house, carriage door. But they exist already on Main Street, so I checked it out. They are exactly the same.
Yeah, that's a picture of their house, actually.
Justin, any questions, comments?
I think it is an appropriate application and I don't think I have strong feelings across any of the options we've discussed, windows or no, vertical or slanted. I think those are all reasonable ways forward.
Marion?
I think it's a very reasonable application as is, and I have no further comment.
Great. Steve, anything?
Nope, nothing to add. I agree with Marianne.
All right. Yeah, I'll echo the sentiment of the board. I don't have any other additional comments to add. Thanks for the thoroughness of the packet. Is there any public comment? Anybody on the line in the public that wishes to speak? Seeing none, does anybody wish to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'd like to make a motion for a certificate for appropriateness. Am I saying that right? I haven't done one in a long time.
You're right. You're right.
For replacing old garage doors with new wood carriage house style garage doors, as seen in the packet dated 5/24. Oh, for the date, the address. I need the address in there. What is the address?
6262 Main Street.
62 Main Street.
662.
662.
Which we'll put up front, a certificate of appropriateness for 662 Main Street.
Thank you. I'm rusty.
No, you did a fine job.
Marianne or Catherine, apologize. Just want to clarify, if we can't get the slanted doors, is it okay to go to vertical slats? Because that's what they do. We know they can do that. I just want to make sure so it wouldn't match that picture entirely. I just want to be clear. I just don't want to run into problems with you.
The commission thought that was fine, correct?
Okay, just wanted to clarify, make sure.
Is there
Are we
anything else?
okaying the light fixtures tonight too? You've got quite a
Oh,
few.
yes. and-
Yeah, we'd like to put in the light fixtures as well at the same time.
All right, Catherine, can I just for the record, can I just get you to do a second pass and just clean up that whole motion?
Yes.
Thank you.
What is the first sentence I say? I'm having a really hard time. I'd like to issue a certificate of appropriateness.
I'd
No,
like
I
to make a
make a
motion.
motion for a certificate of appropriateness for 662 Main Street,
Good.
replacing old garage doors with new wood carriage style doors as seen in the packet dated 5/24, and also the lighting as seen in packet, so dated.
Is there a second?
Oh, wait a minute.
No, we gotta do a second first. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Justin. Any discussion? Carol?
Yeah, how big is the lamp? I have to tell you that when we put the bridge in, down by Red Eye Roaster, 40-foot cross, 30 feet off the water, nobody said, what about lighting? Until it was all done and went back. And we were shown a picture of light fixtures. Oh, they're perfect. Go ahead and do those. They turned out to be 6 inches tall on this.
Yeah, these are, no, it's a good point. Thank you. These are, I mean, what they're listed at is 17.5 inches high by 9.75 wide, extending 12 inches from the wall. I think the lamp shown here and the description here is what we install.
That seems appropriate.
17 by 9, is that the one you're talking about?
I'm sorry, ma'am, what's that?
So the measurement is 17 by 9.
17 and a half
by
inch
9.
high.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the top of the metal to the bottom of the light.
Yes.
The light may still only be, this doesn't tell you the size of the onion light bulb.
Oh, I don't know the answer to that. It didn't. It's funny. I looked at a lot of these and it didn't say in any of them, I don't think.
No, that's the point. So you might want to, you just don't want a little thing on this big double garage. No.
I don't see that here.
I think they're gonna be limited by the size. The walls on each side are not that wide, so they're gonna be limited to whatever the strips are on each side of the door.
Backs are only 5 by 5 or something, but you can get them 5 by 5 like this and 5 by, Anyway, I would just ask.
Yeah, I think, uh, your, the person who's gonna be doing the work for you probably, I mean, he'll know whether the size works or not. So, but
Yeah,
I
Jonathan
know
Detweiler's doing our work,
you,
yeah.
yeah, I think you, you're able to, pick the appropriate size. I think you'll know if it looks silly or not. It won't.
And remember, you're imitating lights that you carried to the house and hung on the wall. So they
Ah,
shouldn't be way up here, up over your head. They should be sort of face height.
Any other discussion? All right. hearing
Paint to match the house.
Yeah, it'll be a white, the house is a pure white, it'll be a white paint with the, I apologize, I don't remember exactly what the door, that floor screen, that is the color currently for front doors. And it's on, I think we chose it because it was on your list when we did the front doors.
yeah.
Any other discussion? Catherine, how do you vote?
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
Carol,
Carol,
Mary Ann?
I,
Tonight for me. So, thank you, Alice, for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
All right, talk soon. All right, 7 o'clock, agenda item.
Night.
7 o'clock agenda item 23 School Street located in the Hingham Center Local Historic District to install a roof mounted solar array. I see
Mark.
Mr. Melican is
That's
on the
me.
call. I don't know if anybody else is joining you.
Nope.
Mark
other
is
than
right
me.
here.
Perfect.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi,
Um,
I'm also here for that project. I work for the contractor.
Hi,
Oh.
Melissa.
Hello.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'm glad to, and is this, Freedom Forever?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Melissa. Okay.
Hey.
I wasn't aware that you were gonna be here, but that's fine.
Oh, surprise.
So, so just to level set here, guys, I have decided to put off putting solar on the roof, but I decided to attend this just to get an idea, was there going to be any problem with putting solar in general on a roof and in this house, and what the issues, and if there is, what the issues are, because my understanding was going to be normal solar arrays that however they look, and are there any issues with that?
So, we have approved, a few months back, another application for a solar array similar to yours. Located, on portions of the house that were less visible, from the public way. Most of the arrays were hidden. One or two of them possibly could be seen. And so I know that the board has had continued dialogues and conversation about this. The National Parks Service instituted for, or the Interior Standards, Secretary for Interior Standards, which is one of our guiding documents, has begun evolving on this standpoint, and been more flexible with the guidance of on historic homes of balancing the need for solar arrays on historic homes and finding discrete ways and locations to install them, to balance the 21st century needs with these historic homes. So it's not a blanket no, it's not a blanket yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
case by case basis. I think the commission, in whatever form it's in, with members, a lot goes into it. Where on the roof is it? And then specifically, what is the roof and what is the home? I think there are certain homes, the Benjamin Lincoln house, if they wanted to put solar on it, we probably feel differently than other homes. So context of the historic nature of the home, the structure, the location, all come into play. So it's definitely not a no, but it's not a blanket yes.
Is there a,
We'd point out
Melissa,
54 Middle Street as a
Right.
very nice.
That was the most recent one, yes.
And one of the wonderful aspects of that particular design was that the panel surface, the actual photovoltaic surface, is a very big uniform rectangle that fits, sits attractively in the plane of the roof. And rather than being, checked up into little blocks, it looks like one big uniform rectangle, and it really fades away from prominence to your eye.
I'd like to add something also, Mr. Chairman, is that on that home in particular, the solar array is on a new addition. It's over a garage, second story garage space. So we did approve the Tesla shingles on a house on, what was that, Lincoln Street?
North Street.
But that was way up and out of view, and that was a particularly tall house. So I just want to make those clarifications.
Yeah, the other comment is the solar arrays themselves. I think they've come a long way. I think when they first came out, they were very tall. And the stands brought them really high off the roof. They were very prominent. I think that's becoming a little bit better in terms of their slim profile. I think that's another aspect of it that is slowly started to make this more palatable for discrete locations.
And also, I think we actually saw, didn't we pretty much see a lot of extensive photographs of the installs? We saw, if you're thinking about applying in the future, other historical situations where those arrays were used, a physical thing for us to look at and touch so we can see the sheen on it. That's something we also take into consideration. Those are all things we think about.
Is there a proposed, Ivan, is there a proposed view? Melissa, did you guys submit what the solar array would look like on the roof?
Yes, we sent in a site plan and then a bird's eye view of like the physical satellite shot of where the panels would sit.
How does that look, guys? Is that good enough for you to be able to say whether you'd say yay or nay on that?
Well, do you want us to actually vote on your application tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Why not? Yes.
We really
Because,
can't until you
yeah.
decide what you're using. You're showing little squares. We would say no to that because each square is lined in like shiny material. If it's one big flat piece, all black, that looks like what you're
Carol, I
showing.
wouldn't say it that way.
Our panels are black on black. That's kind of standard for solar as it is right now. So there will be, a square around each panel. That's just how they're constructed. We don't make them larger than they already come, but they're grouped together as close as they can be, also kind of keeping in mind that the fire department and the building department have setbacks just in case, if we have to vent the roof, in the event of a fire and worst case scenario stuff, we have to build these systems with that in mind as well. So we try to keep them as uniform as possible.
So what I can offer you, Mr. Milliken, is
Call me Mark. Yeah.
Mark, we can review the application and go around and have each commission members provide feedback. At the end of that, you can see what the feedback is and do one of three things. Ask to continue it to make some modifications or edits, withdraw the application, or we can take a vote on the application. So those choices ultimately are yours.
Okay.
So if you want to go through the formal process of hearing all the individual commission members' feedback, we can certainly go through that. And then I will check in with you before we go to any of those next steps and we can go through the motions.
And I think in this case, a site visit is really mandatory. You're not getting a good look at the neighborhood and what's near it and how close is this to the site. I just don't feel like I know enough about that to make a decision. How it would look.
Okay.
So what do you want to do, Mark?
Well, that was I don't know, gets more feedback. Melissa, is there anything else you have to say?
Yeah, I have a couple questions just as far as the back and forth we've had. I was told that somebody within the committee did do a drive-by to look at Mark's home previously, well before this meeting, so would another essential drive-by be required? And then my other question is, I'm sure you guys aren't too exactly thrilled about the small array of 3 panels and then the 2 panels on the driveway side. Given that the house is kind of like barn shaped and that particular layer of the roof is significantly high up, would we have to relocate those as well?
Melissa, may I just respond to your a question about the drive-by?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was I can't remember his name, nice guy. Maybe he's one of the installers. Because when I spoke with him, I asked him, I said, in your opinion, would this be visible from the public way? Because I'd driven down there and I couldn't tell. And so he said, yes, he thought it would be. And that's why we're having this, we brought it to a hearing. In terms of a site visit, that would be everybody, the entire commission, Melissa. We don't rely just on, one person's opinion. So it would be everybody would have to go and see. So that's
Would that be
okay.
something, do you guys just come and look at it from the street, or do you need to come
Yeah.
onto the prop? Okay,
Well, we would, we usually do them on Saturday mornings, right
Okay.
around 9 o'clock. And probably be walking around the house, not interior, but just the exterior, and taking a look at the context in the neighborhood.
okay. Well, so let's just say this. I would want to know, so given what has been put together for this, I would definitely want to know whether it would be something that I would want to consider in the future. And so it would be important to me to have, to put this to a vote. And if, I would want to do that.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we go through, can we pull, does anybody have Andrea, if you need to send it to me, or Mark or Melissa, does anybody have the packet that was submitted that we can pull up on screen?
I do.
What's that?
Hang on.
I might suggest though, while we can discuss the packet as it is presented, I see that there are some things that need to be included for further intelligent discussion, such as better photographs of the panels installed in.
Yeah, can we go
Okay.
through the packet, and we're gonna provide the feedback, and then if there's things that we want, just like other submissions, we can always do a continuance and.
Okay, I guess I.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna send this to you, Daniel.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have it, Daniel?
It's not here yet.
It's a big file.
Okay. Give it a second.
If I may ask Mr. Malikian, while we're waiting for the
Sure.
bio, I don't need to know why you decided to not pursue this right at this point.
Yeah.
But I was concerned, did it have to do with this process primarily, or something unrelated?
No, not with this. No, it had nothing to do with this process.
Okay.
So, I'm fine. Yeah, that's fine. I've just
right.
I've gotten some other input, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
Okay,
That's
all
basically
right.
what it is.
I just
Yep.
want to make sure there wasn't something that we could have done better.
No,
So,
no. Thank you for saying that. No, not a problem at all. Not a
Alright.
problem at all.
thank you. You have it, Daniel?
Yep, it's gonna take a second. It's all. There we go. Okay. So we'll start with this.
Melissa, have you sent that to me as well?
I don't believe so, but I can, so you have
Yeah,
it for your records.
Yeah, I'd like to do, if you could, I would.
Yeah, of course.
appreciate that, yeah.
Alright, so this is the approximate location, so it looks like the intent was one panel here, one on this side, three kind of tucked around this dormer, and then an array of 11 tucked on the low sloped single ply membrane roof, which is in the back here. And then when you look at it from this direction, you see that these are sitting there. There's three kind of grouped over this side and then one and one. This is the same image again. Let's see what else. So then this is the plans. So this shows, this is the electrical plan showing how they are for the most part tucked together. These are two individuals. These three are grouped together. This is more electrical information. The
And
number.
those red hatched areas, that's fire department access is.
Yeah, those are the setbacks.
Yep.
And is there any reason that 4 panels, say, couldn't go across that upper roof surface in a more uniform, right there where you're gesturing, instead of 2 sort of lonely floaters, could 4 fit there? Or, and I'm guessing you may have thought about that and run
With the
into.
peaks of the windows and what looks
Yeah.
like to be those pipe vents, it would be too tight of a fit.
Okay. And those are pipe vents up there? I went by the property today. I didn't see what those were.
Obstructions.
They're obstructions of some kind.
Is one section of the roof actually white, or is that just a light reflection or something? The one with the 3 pieces, is that a white roof or white?
No,
No, yeah,
Black.
that's just reflection of photographic issue, yeah. It's black, yeah.
Okay. So looking at the rest of this. So this is the location of the roof, okay. And then this, I believe. This next. These are the attachments, plotting here.
That last rung of documents, towards the very bottom of that, all that is just kind of like the spec sheets for the
Yep.
exact panels, the inverters, kind of the details on the equipment that we would use for this particular project.
So these panels would sit 10 inches off the roof surface, right? Because this is how
Yes.
they're mounted. Okay, and then how thick is the panel itself? Is that 2 inches or so?
I want to say they're 1 3/4, but I can get
Okay.
you a definite number in a moment.
Okay. Then that's the same thing, just how they're attached. And that's just all the electrical information. Here's another layout, a little bit blown up. So you have these 10 panels tightly together. One here. What's the JB? Notation on this panel?
Oh, that I'm not sure.
Junction box, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I like Justin's answer.
Yeah. See it in the other callouts. Inverters, power, roof information. This is the grid system. I think that's everything. Am I missing anything? Let's see.
And,
Ah,
and
yeah.
Melissa, do you mind me asking, are you familiar with the 54 School Street installation?
Not off the top of my head.
Or,
I do a lot of projects.
Yeah, I bet. I
Is
just
that the Tesla panel one you
no,
discussing?
that is not a Tesla panel, but that is one that I thought did an especially good job of grouping the individual panels together into a uniform rectangle that you could hardly tell that they were separate panels.
It's the end of the street, just about.
Yeah, it's
end of
just
School
around the
Street.
corner, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't normally go first, but I'm gonna, my initial feedback, Mark, is the panels on the low sloped flat roof that was an addition off the side, to me seems a little bit more appropriate. It's hidden, it's lower sloped. I think they're set back enough that you're not gonna see them. I'd reserve judgment to go out there and walk the site. I have not. But generally that's, I think, a little more appropriate. A gambrel style house like this,
which side is that?
so then going back to this, so this is a gambrel style house, which makes your very vertical. So you have this part here is like 10/12, and then this is usually like 8/12 or so. So it really raises it up and puts it really into public view. These two panels here really stick out to me. I know that they're kind of obstructed by shrubbery when you look from the public way, but we can't take it into context. Additionally, I think even though there's the dormers there, they're still gonna sit up and you're still gonna see them. I'd be hesitant to do these isolated panels. In addition, it's on the main body of the house, it's the original. And I have a similar, while this is probably less visible on this side, partially blocked by the dormer, less visible from the road. The grouping, even though when you look at the plans down here, this I think displays it better. Even though they're tightly grouped, again, it's pretty historic fabric and context to the house. So I'd be hesitant to do that, but this seems more appropriate and kind of in line with what we did on the other Middle Street house. So that's my big picture feedback. I think there's a lot of detail mixed in here. There might be some additional information required. But we'll go around to the other commission members and see if there's any other additional new comments that wish to be shared. Catherine?
I would just say I would really like to see the actual photograph of the system installed somewhere on a existing property. That would be important to me. And especially if it was a historic context, that would be a bonus. I agree with everything you said other than that. I would also like to know, without the 5 panels on the main historic home, is the project still viable? Is it giving you the energy that you would require to do the project?
That's an excellent question, and I defer to Melissa on that, but I know it's close. I think they're doing that. My opinion, my look from having talked with several contractors is that it's close, and they probably need to do that. Melissa?
So you're kind of right on the money with that one.
Yeah.
And just for, full visibility, so everyone kind of has this in their back pocket, whether you want to go solar with us or another company, there is slightly higher wattage panels that could give a wiggle room to drop maybe 2 or 3 of those panels, but I wouldn't say all 5. The price difference on that is something I would have to do a little digging on, but that
Mhm.
is an option if you want to delete, those 2 floating panels. We could do higher wattage panels so you wouldn't lose too much output and would kind of hover right around the same.
Mark, I'm just curious, is the goal to take the house off the grid and and get close to a net zero or?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yep,
Just curious what the goal is, for the project.
right. That is the goal. That
And
would, I mean, that would be my goal. That really is what, I'd like to be able to do.
And
Um,
if you don't mind, I did walk by and look at the property and the roof, and to my, without a careful drawing or to my estimated eye, I wouldn't be stunned if one of those north-facing roofs, for example, I think that's north-facing, one of the upper roofs. If
Yep.
a uniform rectangle could be formed, it might fade into the background enough to be appropriate. But it wouldn't, I think as it's depicted in these drawings, I think it would be very distracting and not fit into the neighborhood well if they were too prominent on those roofs.
I have one last comment too, and I'm wondering if it was considered to have a freestanding maybe array in the backyard. It looks like you have a big backyard, and perhaps there's space there to accommodate a few of the solar panels in the garden.
What
If
is
the goal is to be off the grid.
Excuse me?
I'm just wondering what the date of the original part of the house is.
I think 1890 or something, 1898, something like that. You mean when it was built? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
The other commission members recall how high that the panels were on the Middle Street project? I don't remember them being 10 inches off.
No, that doesn't sound.
I want to say it was close to that. I think I have it still. Hold on. Carol, do you have any questions or comments?
I mean, is there some kind of balancing that we can do? I mean, even though it might not strictly have the look that we want, but balance it with the environmental desire to want to make to lean towards solar rather than fossil fuel electricity. Maybe to balance that.
Problem is with the historic district commission.
Yeah.
I think we are balancing it. We're trying to balance it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. Okay.
If we could ask them to look into a standing solar panel, they're showing up everywhere.
We're all pro environment and pro solar.
Yep.
We're all supportive of the program of anything we can do to help the environment and support.
Yeah.
Any other comments, Carol? Questions?
I don't think so.
Justin, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think I've been said.
Marianne?
I think my overriding opinion, and I refer to 54 Middle Street because I was struck by how sensitive they were to the architecture of their house, to the streetscape, to the view from the road. And I think what this project needs is more sensitivity to the house. And as Justin pointed out, using perhaps what had been done at 54 Middle Street or something else. But I think, just a little more sensitivity to the house. The house is unique, and we have to balance climate and history.
Yeah. I did find the application from 54 Middle Street. It wasn't in there. It must have been something we asked them because it's not in the original packet what the height was. But for context, the solar company was Isaacson Solar.
Okay.
And then also I noticed there's a garage in the back. Is it possible that maybe the garage in the way back could have a south facing solar array on it and rather than the main body of the house?
It's just a shed, so it's not really anything of very,
Substantial.
no, you're right, not very substantial. At least I don't think so. Maybe Melissa, maybe the experts think it is good enough. I don't know, but to me, it doesn't seem like it's very substantial. Yeah.
Steve, do you have any other comments?
I'm good. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. So I think that's the general feedback. What I take away from this is there's at a minimum probably a continuance is warranted, or if you're thinking you're going to take longer, applications can't go on forever. We have to do extensions. So if you think you're going to take this feedback and kind of really analyze it and be longer, couple months out, I would recommend withdrawing, and you can resubmit anytime you want. If you think you're going to come back to us at the next meeting, we can do a continuance.
Yeah, I think probably withdrawing is the most, I think is the most appropriate thing at this point. Yep.
And then what we could do is, Andrea, can you send a copy of the 54 Middle Street application
Sure.
tomorrow?
That would
I
be
will-
great if you could
I'll
do that.
I will also send you a withdrawal form that I'll ask you to please sign, and then you can scan it back to me or drop it off.
Thanks, Andrea. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
So Mark, I hope this has been helpful for you.
It has been. It
okay,
really
good.
has.
Good.
Yep. Appreciate
right.
it. Thanks,
We'll see you in the
guys.
future, I hope.
Appreciate
Oh, wait
it.
a minute, Mark, I don't know, do I have your email address? I may not, so why don't you give that to me?
You got it. You ready?
Yep,
marcgm53@gmail.com.
got it. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see if we can redact that from the meeting minutes.
Oh,
Excuse me?
We'll see if we can redact that out of the meeting minutes.
Yeah.
For you.
Oh,
Uh,
no. Everybody and their
okay.
dog isn't gonna
You're
contact
right.
you.
I can
Sorry
deal
about
with
that.
spam emails. That's fine. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Night,
Got it.
thanks.
Thank you.
All right, our last agenda.
Thanks,
item-
Melissa.
You're welcome.
Our last agenda item is 259 Main Street, located in the Pear Tree Hill Local Historic District, for a 6-foot tall high cedar fence along the rear yard perimeter. Are the Fopianos here? I think-
Yep, Mr. Fopiano is right here.
Great.
You have the presentation, can you? I
Yep.
think.
Yeah, I do. Grabbing it.
Mr. Fopiano, do you wanna? We're gonna bring it up on the screen.
Is he
And we
on?
can't hear you. Oh, he's trying to connect.
Oh, there he is.
All right. Okay, unmute yourself. Ed, you gotta unmute yourself.
I did. Can you hear me?
There you go. We heard you
Yay!
now.
Yes, we can hear you. Success.
So two things. Number one, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, no, I have my phone going because I'm having a little problem with Zoom. First off, I want to apologize to the board. I did not put a package together because after I spoke to Andrea, and this is just background, she saw me on crutches. I had to go back to the hospital. I've had 2 operations in the last 3 weeks
Ooh,
on my leg. So what we're trying to do is we have a 7,000 square foot lot, as you'll see, where our neighbor, 255, their property wraps around our house. Andrea is showing you pictures of a house on Main Street right near the fire station. We want to use the same fence. Andrea, if you could back it up, this fence right here.
it's Daniel that's showing it to you. Yeah, our chair.
Yep. So there's 38 feet in the back of the house. Come down, there's a 20-foot alley, so to speak, on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I'm sorry, if you're looking from the front of the house, we're gonna come halfway down, not even halfway, it's like 20 feet down, there's a side door. We want to put a gate there, close it, put a gate facing the house at 255 so that people can get in and out because there's a door here that can go in the backyard. The cedar won't be painted. And, you know, there'll be we'll put shrubbery around it as appropriate.
Okay, just talk me through, because I wasn't quite following. So this is an existing fence on this side?
There is an existing fence there from the neighbor.
Okay,
My neighbor, Andrea, what are their names?
You just caught me off guard. I know,
You know who I'm talking about.
Mr.
Yeah, Willis.
I'll get it. I'll think of
yeah.
it.
So the interesting,
Wilkes, Mr. Wilkes.
yes, interestingly enough, it's sort of like chicken wire. Okay, it's exactly chicken wire. On the right side of where our driveway is.
I'm gonna pull up a different screen, because I think this might help me understand. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. All right, so this is your house here?
That's it.
Yep. So talk me through, where does the fence start?
My fence?
Where do you want it? Where is this fence going? I couldn't quite follow.
You see my cursor?
No, you can see mine though, if you tell me where to go.
Yeah, come to the back of the house, come back behind the addition.
Yep.
I don't see the cursor. It's probably 25 feet off the back of the house. Right at the right, keep coming back. Nope, too far. Go back. Right there. Stop. Come just a little more. Right there.
Okay.
Right there. And it's gonna go, it's sort of like a diagonal line. It comes in a little bit more. Stop. Then it's gonna go down. If you could go down the alley. Keep going. No, yeah, no, come towards the house. Stop right there. Stop. A little bit more. And stop right there. That's what it's going to look like.
All right, so it's good. I just need to understand this better. So,
No,
all right.
No.
So this is approximately where it's gonna go.
Yes.
Okay.
And let me put this in context, okay? When we bought this house 7, 8 years ago, Andrea can attest to this, you know, we did it all over. And there was no need for us to, even though their property wrapped around ours, because our children were older and they went up to the rec center, right? So now we're trying to move on from the home. And one of the sticking points is not just, is the yard's not fenced in, because a lot of people with younger children have looked at the property. They want to put a swing set back there and a patio, which is very doable if it was fenced in. So for contextual purposes, that's what we're trying to do.
Why would we share with us? Oh, that's
Daniel,
all right. So now I understand this better. So if this orange line on this plan is essentially what I just drew on that aerial image, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
What's inside of it doesn't matter, right? So
No, I don't know, Andrea.
what's it?
The hardscape plan, because none of that hardscape's existing, so.
What are you planning? What are you planning to do, Ed? On the interior.
A hardscape.
That's all in the interior. It's not in the exterior.
Is that something that's existing?
No, it's only grass back there.
All right, so that's what I thought. So you're not planning on doing all of that right now?
No. That's
okay.
Harry Wheeler did that, the architect.
Okay, got it.
That was what we wanted to understand, is if that's happening or not.
No. He was
Okay.
embellishing. There'll be some shrubbery inside the fence.
Yep, shrubbery doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
that
fine.
no,
Okay.
that nobody will see, but there'll be nothing on the outside. It'll just look the same.
Okay, and then this is the fence, how
Yes.
tall? 6 foot, this is the one you wanna mimic, 6 foot tall, 1 foot topper on it,
No, 5 foot tall, 1 foot topper.
5
Yeah.
foot tall, okay.
Yep.
So yours is gonna be 5, and then,
So,
just remind me, this is.
That's
this-
my, Andrea and I were just talking. I snapped some pictures. That's my neighbor's fence next door.
Yeah, that's the existing one that comes down your driveway, okay,
No. That does not come down my driveway. That comes down on the other side of his house.
oh, on the other side, okay, I see it now, okay.
Two right there, yeah.
Yep, alright, and then,
Those
I
are
have-
just,
Question.
go ahead.
How far off the front of the house does the fence begin? It looks like you have a little, the
It's
fence
100,
to the right of the fence, the right of the house, it comes off, and then maybe there's a gate and go down some stairs.
so
so
looking
the
at
fence
this,
will come, that side of the house is 125 feet. We'll come down about 42 feet.
So does
Approximately
that
42
put you at the addition, or does,
It puts me into the kitchen, so it puts me back past the garage, mid kitchen.
it's gonna go, I understand
You know,
this
It's gonna
now.
go, if you can
And
blow
he's
that
gonna
up a
start
little,
it on this
Yeah.
side of this
see that
door.
door? It's gonna go right,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna go
He's
right
got-
there. It's gonna go right
60
there
feet
and
off.
turn into the house.
Yeah. So this is actually gonna go here,
Yep.
here.
And it's gonna be closed up and there'll be nothing to the rest of the way to the street.
So it's gonna look roughly like this now.
Yeah.
There we go. So it's about 60 feet off.
Yep, easy. And the gate will be facing 255, so you won't see the gate from the street either.
So the gate's gonna be somewhere along this line.
Yes, probably, take a pick wherever you want it.
Yeah, okay, somewhere along this. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand this a little bit better. Hopefully the commission members do also. So I'll just go around. Justin, do you have any comments?
It seems like, I'd like to see maybe a little bit more clarity on the drawings that are in the package. I think the notion of the project is appropriate and I think it's acceptable, but I think the package needs a little bit more detail.
Justin, what would you like to see?
I'd like to see, we've got this drawing, exactly where the fence is slightly ambiguous on this drawing. Whether or not a hardscape activities are contemplated or not, and it sounds like they're not, but that if we could be clear about that in what we approve. And I think that's all.
and dimensions?
I
Dimension.
think I'll summarize this. I think the biggest thing that we can do is mimicking kind of what I have on the screen here is just a very simple hand sketch of, you know, where the fence are, dimensions. We had a fence application earlier, you know, it was just a quick markup sketch. Showed us how far the fence came out, how far it went down, across, back, just identified where the gate went, had dimensions for us, how far off the road, just a simplified plan so that we can approve that.
Yes.
And it can then be in the record, and then if you don't build it that way, Andrea can come slap you on your knuckles.
But yeah, not some extraordinarily different drawing
Hey,
than what you've got.
Yeah, something simple is a hand sketch is fine. I think what we're missing with the one sketch in
I
here,
don't
is the lack
build
of,
it that way. Andrew, be down here.
and you're breaking up.
You froze. Yeah, you're freezing on me. Can you hear me?
Ed, can you
Yeah.
start over? You were breaking up on us.
Can you hear?
Ed,
I'm back. Can you hear
I
me?
could hear you at
We have
least.
you now.
Yep, we've got you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
We can hear that.
Right. So I fully understand what you want. So what I'll do is I'll do it. A hand sketch. I'll do a hand sketch with dimensions for
Okay,
the fence, where the gate will be. If there is going to be some, it's going to be inside, so it's not going to be of consequence. Did you hear that?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I got to.
that's okay.
Nope.
Okay, so that answers that question. Catherine, do you have any other questions or comments?
My only comment is that the 6-foot fence is right up against the wrought iron railing, and I don't think that is gonna be the way he wants it, so it probably won't look like this, so you might consider look probably forward of the railing, I would think, a couple of feet, I think.
So there's no wrought iron railing there.
Oh, there's no railing on that.
Yeah,
Or-
we'll put it in. There's no, that's railing where?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Google Maps.
see a
It
railing?
looks like there's a little railing on the side entrance. But I can't really see that clearly, honestly.
That's the stairs. And yes, the fence will be on the other side of that, tucked into the house.
Oh, it's a wood railing then.
Or I can just run it to the corner post. Yes, I can run the cedar fence, stop it at the corner post of the stairs. So you won't have a panel facing the street.
Yeah, I think either way works. You can show that on.
I
the
can
up-
draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem.
Carol, any questions, comments?
Did you say Carol?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I'm a little confused because I've lived in the town 50 years and I can't figure out where these houses are. And I'm looking right at the map, 259.
It's
I think
lower.
it must be an illusion from the overhead shot that they look so close together. This
No,
looks
they
like
are close together.
No,
this close together.
that's
Good.
not an
Right,
illusion.
That's better. What was that?
So Andrew was quite nice enough at the beginning of this journey 6 or 7 years ago to give me the data on the house. What happened here was 255 was owned by a gentleman who cut off a 7,100 square foot lot for his son who was getting married. Hence, this house was built. But unfortunately, he passed away. They never built the house. They sold the house and the land. The house was built in 1874. Andrea, what did we do the addition 7 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
We-
Maybe even longer.
We did. Yeah, we did the addition 6, 7, 8 years ago, which was all approved.
So one of the things that I'm looking at is that your neighbors don't
I'm
seem to
sorry.
have a lot of fencing, and yet it looks so close together. I mean, my first thought in going into this house would be to put up a big old fence, but I don't see, and again, it's a bad picture.
So are you talking? No, are you talking about 255? Are you talking about the house to the right when you're looking at it?
259 is you, right? Yeah,
259 is me. Yeah.
so
So if you're going down the street, I'm sorry.
I'm looking at a couple houses around you. I don't see fences.
There's
Maybe they don't show up.
263 is to the left.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there's a big, long fence along that
Right here.
side,
Right,
a 6-foot fence.
right.
And then there is also, I believe, in the back of Gail's house, Nathanson, which is the corner of Garrison in
Oh,
Maine.
that's Nathan's. Okay, now I know where I am.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all
Okay.
right. Yeah, it's confusing. But I think there's
And then-
also a fence back there.
There is. And then
There is.
you
Yeah.
are correct. The house 255, right, going down the street.
Yep.
We have like 15 feet between us, maybe 15, might
This
be.
Reminds me of the
It's
beach.
not that much. Yeah, right there. It does. It's exactly like the beach. Like I can look in their kitchen, they can look in mine.
Yeah, very
We
friendly.
can look in each other's kitchen. And here's the good part about it. He's my nephew, so it's okay.
Uh-huh. So why are you not thinking about bringing the fence further forward, or are you? I'm just saying.
I don't, so first and foremost, to hold the character of this street, because it's important to this house itself, because of the type of house it is. We don't want a fence all the way down the bottom. Understand? Because as you get closer to the house to the bottom,
Yep.
the lot line's skewed. It's only like 2.5 feet off the corner of the house at the base.
Oh, gosh.
So the fence would be useless.
You're
You know,
just looking for.
It's
little
a
driveway.
jagged lot.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
Zoning nightmare. Okay, that was my thought. I mean, you've
I
got
don't know
it.
if they had, I don't know if there was zoning in 1870. I don't know if there was zoning in 1874.
Yeah,
No.
when the houses were built. But I see you need privacy. That's a pretty obvious. And is that the end of your lot where the blue line is, or could you?
They
go
know,
back?
yes, that's the end of the lot. Their property wraps all around it.
Wow.
So they have 46,000 square feet. We have 7,100 square feet.
I shouldn't laugh.
No,
Wow.
no, listen to me. Listen to me. We came from a house that had 60,000 square feet. I like this little lot.
Yeah,
Okay. Very low maintenance. It's like a Beacon Hill lot, you know?
it is. You're on Beacon Hill.
A lot less mowing.
Yes,
Oh, big time.
Okay.
And I got 4 strapping boys that never touch the more.
Oh, good.
Mary Ann, do you have any other questions or comments?
I do not.
Okay, Steve, do you have any other comments or feedback?
No, I think once you see the drawing and the width of the fence there, I'm good. It's pretty clear. Thank you.
Yep,
I do have one more comment, please.
yep.
I think that it would be odd to have the fence coming off the railing of the house. I think the fence should be in front of the railing.
Okay. You got
That's
that?
fine. That's the way it was.
It is, yeah. Right?
Just the way you had it, but
I mean, that's the way, no, that's the way it was designed, and I'll
Yeah.
do that. It's okay.
Okay.
so we'll just put it back that way, Catherine.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we will continue this to
Yes, I will.
our next meeting in July. And that'll give you time to do that hand sketch, and we'll put you first on the agenda for our meeting.
Mr. Chairman, may I just ask, Mr. Fopiano, how does that fit with your schedule in terms of your sale of the house? Because
So
you
what
seem,
we have done with the sale is when it's appropriate, when we sell, right? I can put the fence in. I'm a licensed builder. I'll put the fence in afterwards.
so
know what I
you
mean?
could come to a July meeting.
Is that okay? Can you? Well, I would like you to let me start doing it now. But if I have to, I could give you the drawing by Tuesday. If I have to, I will, and have another discussion. Did you hear that?
Yes, I'm just
What's
thinking,
going So, did you hear me?
yes.
I'm going to make the changes. That's not something that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess I posed the question to the commission.
A lot of time on my
think
hands.
that, I think I'm comfortable with, issuing a certificate of appropriateness pending the, a drawing, identifying this. I don't think we're changing anything. I think we're really updating and providing better clarity to the sketch that was provided. We haven't made any design or location changes. It's more for documentation. So I'm comfortable with that. If the rest of the commission is, for Andrea to get that and not actually issue the certificate and sign off on the process until she's satisfied. Otherwise, Mr. Fopiano would come back to our July meeting. Does that seem
This
reasonable to everybody?
commission is comfortable with that.
Okay. All right, with that then, is there somebody that's comfortable with that wishes to make a motion?
I think I'd like to make a motion.
Thank you,
I'd like to make a motion for a certificate of appropriateness for 259 Main Street in the Pear Tree Hill Bachelor's Row Historic District to build a 6-foot high and what do we call the picket lattice?
With a
Six-
lattice topper, 5 foot
Lattice,
fence with a
lattice
lattice
top.
topper.
Lattice top fence as and depicted of the sort depicted in the package submitted for the June 20th meeting. I'm looking for a particularly good photo. The
Fence is not lattice, I'm sorry.
it isn't lattice. The
Sorry.
the description
Yeah,
of
you were right.
the
It's picket, it's
application
picket.
says lattice.
It's like a picket with a top rail.
Yeah,
Okay,
So this is a terrible motion that a picket with a top.
you can start
rail.
again, Justin. That was, I think I led you astray.
Well, I'll try starting again and say I'd like to make a motion for a certificate of appropriateness for 259 Main Street in the Pear Tree Hill Bachelor's Row Historic District to construct a 6-foot high fence. The fence design, the fence layout drawing to be confirmed post this meeting by Administrator Andrea Young.
I'm not sure that's right, though.
Is that right?
Proposing. And
Yeah,
that's
I-
lattice top. The total height is 6 feet, but it's a 5-foot fence with 1-foot lattice.
True,
Or
that's true.
pickets.
Is it- Not really lattice, it's a style and top and rail top.
Picket, yeah.
So can we tune up
5-1.
that motion to say that? And have we picked the right one out, Ed?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same fences that, I'm doing the same fence as that house that you just held up. Exactly.
Exactly.
That's another one of my nephews.
What's the address there? 6 what?
I don't know what it is. It's right, two houses down, up from the fire station, Andrea. I don't know the address.
Main Street.
Yeah,
But you can see it, it's plain and clear from the street on both sides.
263 Main Street? Oh, wait, no, this is a
No.
different fence.
No.
Either way, the package being clear is important.
I don't know the address.
So what's our
yeah,
best?
I just scaled it. That the picture is a 5-foot fence with a 1-foot topper.
It is.
Yes.
yeah. Cedar.
Yes.
Cedar. And if we can say again, I think Catherine had the best description of the style.
I called it what did I call it? A style fence with a rail topper.
Would you call it would you call it
Or
a
we
picket
could call it a picket fence with a rail topper.
or a picket rail topper?
Oh my
Just
God.
losing it.
Either
Daniel,
way,
could
it's
you
in the
just put that
packet. We
picture
have
there?
something to go off of.
Can I just,
All right, so that sounds like a motion in there somewhere for.
there's a lot of motion in that
Yeah, there's a
motion.
lot of motion for Robin to decipher there. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Steve, how do you vote?
Aye.
Catherine, how do you vote?
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
it's an aye for me. Thank you, Mr. Pobiano. Work with Andrea and she'll guide you through the rest of the process.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and energy.
Oh, and you're gonna bring me a drawing.
I will. I'll bring it to you. I'll bring it up to you next week.
With a
All right, good
photograph,
enough.
maybe.
And
You want a photograph of
What do you
what, the back and the front of the house, the back and the side of the house?
No, of the fence, just
of the fence.
You like a cut sheet,
Oh, yeah, I'll get,
something like that.
yeah, if I can get a cut sheet from Avo, I'll get it for you.
Good.
Okay,
Thank
Okay?
you.
That's
Thank
the end
you.
of our,
Have a nice weekend, everybody.
thank you.
too.
That's the end of our agenda items. So the first thing is we need to vote on meetings because we're out of meetings. And Andrew sent them over. I have one amendment to it, which is I want to push the April meeting up a week to avoid school vacation week.
Oh, good, okay.
But other than that, I was comfortable with the rest of the meetings.
So what's the date for the April meeting?
It's on the screen, April 17th instead
Oh,
of.
you did, okay, April 17th, I will change that,
And then next, the packet would be due March 28th.
okay. Thank you, perfect.
Any other comments?
Those look like good dates for me.
I
Okay,
don't see anything. Yeah, good.
anybody want to make a motion, to approve, the fiscal year 24-25 meeting dates as presented?
Come on, Justin.
Oh, I teed it up for you, I already said it.
Come on, you teed it up
You
for you.
muted yourself, Catherine. You muted yourself.
She's
I'll
muted.
make that
Catherine.
motion.
All right,
I'd
thank you,
like-
Justin.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Historic District Commission meeting dates for fiscal year 2024 to 2025 as presented in the meeting, tonight's meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Carol, that's a second. Any discussion? No? Carol, how do you vote?
Aye.
Justin, how do you vote?
Aye.
And it's an aye for me. And Catherine, how do you vote?
Aye.
Alright. Motion passes. Sorry, I paused there for a second because I didn't appoint anybody, but I just went with the 4 regular members. Okay. Next item is meeting minutes. Close up. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah. Here are the meeting minutes from the May 16th, 2024 meeting. Which had myself, Justin, Catherine, Carol, and Eric present, along with Josh and Marianne, and Steve was AWOL. Well,
Beautifully
requested.
meticulous minutes.
Pardon, what?
Beautifully
meticulous.
meticulous.
That Robin is
That Robin.
talented.
Are there any comments on the meeting minutes as presented? Anybody wish to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented for May 16th, 2024?
I'll make that motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for May 16, 2024 as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Justin, how do you vote?
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
Catherine,
Aye.
Marianne,
Aye.
and it's an aye for me. All right, well, with that, good news, bad news.
We're done.
Huh?
What's the bad news?
The bad news is this is Andrew's last meeting with us.
Oh.
Well, at least as an administrator, she is free, welcome, and invited to all other members as a member of the public.
How are we gonna get by? That's my question.
How, what?
We've learned so much from you and you've guided us in so
Yes.
a great path. Thank you.
Yeah.
for all your-
Andrea has
Thank you.
promised to answer my phone calls.
Yes,
Anytime when we get told that this is precedent or that we were allowed to do this. Hopefully not too often. But in all seriousness, there will be a replacement for Andrea. I don't know if it's been posted yet, but the position will be posted. Myself and the chair of the Historic Commission and others will attend those interviews.
Yep.
So yeah, I was hoping we were gonna have something fun to go out with on a bang. I don't know if a fence was it, Andrea. I was really hoping that we were gonna be doing the lotteries.
Is it too late to all go to the snug tonight? Can we make?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
going at
I
9
think-
o'clock if anybody wants to
Good.
join.
I think we need a hotline, a red phone for
Yeah.
Andrea for our meetings.
but thank you for all your work, Andrea. You really kept the ship running here.
Thank you.
With a smile
My
and
pleasure.
grace, I would add.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's I mean, I can't, you tricked me to joining this commission a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and look what happened. So I appreciate you getting me on the commission and involved, Andrea, and I look forward to you still joining us or answering our calls.
I will do that,
No, you-
definitely. And
I don't-
it's just, I think you're a great team and just wonderful contributors. And, it's just, it's really nice because I know that you do your homework. And it's, everybody knows what's going on, and that's because you are diligent in, making sure that you know what the project is. And I think that really helps, the applicant as well as ourselves. So,
You will be
thank you.
very hard to replace, Andrea. I
Oh,
can't.
impossible.
can't
How long have you been doing it, Andrea?
20 some odd years.
You
Yeah,
know a lot about Hingham.
Yeah, I do. So,
That's amazing.
yeah. So anyway, it's, yeah, so today I had for my retirement, I had to turn in my, submit my birth certificate, a copy of. And so that was good. So we know I was born. And it also copied, so I'm not a vampire. So there we have it.
Hingham once upon a time issued its own birth certificates.
I don't know.
Did they really?
Well, I
My
was born-
father-in-law, Sherman Russ, has a Hingham birth certificate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in the Motor City, so
Hey, I lived there for 5 years. Great city.
yay.
And how long have you lived in Hingham, Andrea?
Oh, let's see. We moved here. Oh, gosh. This is our third house, or we're in our third location in Hingham. So, yeah, 18, 15 years, something like that.
Wow.
So, something like that. I don't know. It's my husband. I don't even know how many years we've been married, but I know when my anniversary date is, but I don't know. He always takes care of all that stuff. So I don't know squat.
Yes.
But I'll be around. I will be around, and I appreciate you all very much. You've just been great to work with. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
got
you.
a call Robin.
Is there a going away thing or a
I hope
retirement? or
not.
anything?
Not that I'm aware of. Don't forget, I'm I'm a one-man band. So usually departments do things for people, and I'm not, this is fine with me. I just wanna, fade away like an old
Fading off
soldier.
into the sunset like an old Western.
Yeah, right. So, anyway, I'm good.
Can't imagine it. I can't imagine it.
Good luck, Andrea. Great to get to know you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you all.
We'll
Good
see you
night.
downtown.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.
We have to make a motion to adjourn or what do we?
Move-
Oh yeah, I got excited. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look at that. You're ready to be chair.
No, I'm not.
I'll entertain
Mr.
a
Chairman,
motion.
I make a motion to, this is my first motion, by the way. I make a motion
do
to
it.
adjourn.
Good.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. All right. Steve, how do you vote?
Aye.
Marianne, Justin.
All right.
Bye.
Aye.
We didn't hear Mary Ann.
I did say aye.
Yeah, she's stuck in there. We're all good.
Done.
All right. Good
All right,
evening.
thank you.
Okay,
Good night, everyone.
good night.
Andrea.
Thank you. Good night.